Welcome to a Knack Squad live stream. Today we're going to go over the Contact DLC weapons and a couple of the things that they've recently added. Kind of get a sneak peek of what will be released in the end of July. The link to the Contact DLC is in the description of the video below. Anybody that's watching the live chat is welcome to add comments, ask questions as I go along. This shouldn't be that long of a video. There's actually not a lot of weapons to see. And this looks like all the weapons that will be added. So there's not a ton of stuff here. So let's go ahead and go through it now. Let me make sure the stream's going and we've got people coming in here. Okay, yep, we are running. All right, so the first thing is to go over the new faction that they're adding. It's the Livonian Defense Force, or they're going to call it LDF. The Livonian Defense Force is NATO based. They're going to have standard fatigue headgear, plate carrier vest. Very similar to the American counterparts, but they're going to be wearing a very distinctive geometric woodland pattern, and we can kind of get a hint. I am loading Ace right now because it's going to give us a little bit more information about the weapons when we go into them, but you can see the geometric woodland pattern here. It's very similar to the existing CTRG pattern, but it's got the multicolors. So that's kind of a sneak peek of what their uniform pattern is going to look like. As of currently, none of the vests or uniforms or helmets have been added. So we're going to go ahead, and it looks like the LDF, the Livonian Defense Force, they're kind of inspired by the real-world Lithuanian armed forces or the Republic of Poland forces. Real quick, I'm going to go down the new weapons that have been added, and then we'll look at each one individually. First, the LDF has a Promet. It's a bullpup, 6x5 by 39, 6.5 by 39 millimeter. Then we have the Russian Spetsnaz faction, which will be added. They're going to use the RPK-12, the AKU, and then for civilians, they have an MK-14 Classic and a Khaleesi 12-gauge shotgun, over-under shotgun. The MK-14 is very similar to the standard MK-14, except it's a 10-round instead of a 20-round. And we'll show that in a little bit more detail in a second here. So we're going to go ahead and we'll start with the very familiar AK-12. This is going to be used by the Russian Spetsnaz forces. It is basically a reskin of what we've had in the past, but it does come in an arid, lush. Let me get a better view, move me center here. Here's our AK-12 arid, and then the AK-12 lush. Let me switch so I can see the live chat. If you guys have any questions, comments, go ahead and leave them in the chat while I'm going. If I can, I'll answer them for you. So in the they do have the Arco scope in both the arid and lush as well. So very familiar weapon. Let's go ahead and shoot it real quick. I am loading Ace so we can get a little bit more information about the weapons. You can see it's 1,000 rounds per minute, and it's got a 0.87 mil accuracy, or 3.0 mil dot. Here's its range, impact, and weight. So let's go ahead and add some ammo for it real quick. It does have the standard 7.62 30 rounds. It also comes with the 7.62 75 round. So let's add a few tracers here. We'll close that. These markers on the map I've set up so it will spawn some enemies for us. This one's for the shotgun test in a moment. So if I step on this marker, it'll just spawn some bad guys out there. We can go ahead and do a red dot. So pretty decent weapon there. Not bad. I do have bullet tracers turned on just so you can guys can get an idea of the accuracy of the weapon. Having ace on these guys will heal themselves if they're not totally dead, so I want to make sure they're totally dead there. Avoid the marker because it will respawn them. We'll head over to our little firing range here so you can get an idea close range accuracy with it. I'm very familiar with certain weapons. I'm not as proficient with others. So I'll go ahead and green dot this guy. It does have a 2-round burst, which is nice. I think I'm out. Yep, let me reload. Reloads relatively fast. And there's the 2-round burst. Both bullets pretty much hitting right where the first one is, so both very accurate there. And then it's got the full auto. All right. So with the AK, we also get a grenade launcher variant. And it is going to shoot just the 40mm grenades. And then we have the AKU, which is basically a shortened barrel version of the AK-12. You can see its rate of fire is about the same. Its accuracy is a little bit less, but the rest of the stats are pretty much the same. It is a little bit lighter, obviously. But the rest of the stats are very similar. So I'm going to go ahead and skip going through those since, well, I'll go ahead and shoot it a couple times real quick for you. But it is basically identical. It's got the 2-round burst, single round, and full auto. It as well has the 75-round mag. Alright, next is the RPK. We'll go ahead and open that. I'm going to sort by mod. You can see them here. We'll get into the rest. So this is the RPK. Again, it's going to be the Russian Spetsnaz. I'll go ahead and just use our scope again. And as far as rounds, it also has the 75 round and the 30 round mags. So you get the same options, slightly longer barrel, give you a little bit higher velocity on your shots. Let's look at the stats real quick. So 1,000 rounds per minute. It's got a 0.80 mil accuracy and a 2.8 MOA accuracy. More accurate than the AK-12 by a little bit. And the range is a little bit further. The impact's about the same for a heavier weapon though. Let's go ahead and shoot that. We get the same options again. Full auto. Oh, I didn't put my earplugs in, so now this one is triggering the hearing in Ace. This is a 2-shot. And single shot. So virtually the same. Okay, the next weapon we're going to go to is really the big change. It's a whole series of weapons called the Promet. It's a modular bullpup. We'll look at its stats real quick. Here it is. It's got an 800 round per minute rate of fire. Its accuracy is 0.73 mil. 0.25 MOA. Range and impact very similar to the AK. The Promet comes in 3 variants. The standard, well actually four variants: the standard, the Marksman with a slightly longer barrel, the GL with the 40 millimeter grenade launcher, and an SG, which has a underbarrel 12 gauge shotgun. According to the information I found, the Promet is the first weapon in Arma 3 to feature an underbarrel shotgun attachment for a non-modded or non-third-party mod weapon. So this is the first weapon to actually have a master key, as they might call it. The design is based on a real-world weapon made by MSBS Groot. It's a modular assault rifle designed by the Polish firearms manufacturer FB Wutznik Random. The underbarrel for the shotgun is modeled after the Cry Precision 612 modular shotgun. The underbarrel grenade launcher is based on the GP BO40, designed by the Polish Grupa Zbrojniawy. I'm never going to be able to pronounce it. I tried numerous times prior to the video. It's there's no way the spelling matches the pronunciation, but that's as close as I'm going to get. So, Zbrojniawy. All right, so let's go ahead and look at them. The Promet does come with its own optic. It's called the PMS. It's the Promet Modular Sight, and I believe it's a 2x5 magnification. We'll look at that in just a second. So first off is the Promet short barrel, non-marksman, and then we'll go ahead and sort the scopes, and we'll go to the Promet scope. You see it's automatically attached there. It's actually a 2x magnification. It says night vision is supported. You can see it there. Again, the stats of the Promet is 800 rounds. So let's go ahead and check that out real quick. Whoops, let me add some ammo here. Put some ammo in my backpack. It's a 6.5 30 round, and you just basically have the standard and a tracer. Don't really need tracers with my bullet trace turned on. So that's the scope. This is non-scope. It's got a nice sound to it. It's a single shot right now. Sounds bigger than a 6.5 to me. It does come with a silencer. Standard 6.5 silencer will fit on it, or sound suppressor. Let's go ahead and try that real quick. Oh, much quieter. Wow, big difference. Oh my gosh. That's actually a very unique sound for a silencer. Now, I can't promise any of these will be the way it is when it's released, but this is what they're giving us right now in the development edition. Anybody that has purchased, pre-purchased the Contact DLC can go ahead and select the development branch, and you can try out all these weapons on your own. Let's go ahead and reload, and let's trigger some bad guys here to shoot. I'm swaying a little bit here because I'm tired. Now let's go ahead and switch to full auto, and we'll trigger them again here. Not much kick on it. Aim was a little off there. Let me finish him off. I added, these are items that are actually in the DLC as structures, so I just added them as things I could hide behind, not to get killed too quickly. Let's go ahead and look at the Marksman variant now. Again, it's a slightly more accurate and longer barrel. So here we got the Marksman version. Let me step back from the arsenal a little bit there so you can see it. So definitely a longer barrel. Again, the suppressors, standard suppressors, do work on them. It's right now, basic integration, even with ACE scopes. I'm not loading CBA right now, so it probably works with the standard joint rails. Here's the different sight again. 2x magnification on it. We'll go ahead and pick the black one. We'll go in unsilenced this time. Let's trigger some bad guys and try with the Marksman round. Come on, trigger bad guys. There we go. Definitely very loud without that silencer. I wonder how much it's the difference in power is with the silencer versus non-silencer. Alright. Whoop. Didn't finish him off. Oh, he's gonna kill me. Boy, I'm swaying a lot. Alright. Let's go back and look at the grenade launcher real quick. It's basically a standard. I like the model. It's an interesting model for a grenade launcher. Again, it is based on a real-world grenade launcher, but it does shoot the standard 40mm grenades. So let's just add a couple here real quick. And we still have our tracer rounds there. Let's go ahead and fire this real quick. So this is the 40. 50mm increments, or 50-meter increments down to 50 meters. Boy. That was a hit. These targets, standard Arma targets, don't seem to fall down with grenades. But that's a dead-on hit there. Nice model. Let me go into third person and turn to the side here. Okay. And there's the scope on the side, 100 meters. And switch. Again, it's the same standard rifle as before. Alright, let's switch to the shotgun version. Again, according to the information that I have found, this is the first official weapon with a master key or shotgun. It's a 12 gauge, 6-round shotgun for the underbarrel. So we'll go ahead and add some 12 gauge. We'll add some pellets and some slugs. We still have enough of the standard ammo here. We'll close that. And let's trigger these. These guys are going to be much closer. So I'm going to switch to pellets here. And trigger these guys here. I'm going to switch back to first person. And that was a pellet there. Nice sound. Relatively accurate. Now this is what I was impressed with when I was testing. Now I didn't test this one earlier, but I tested the other shotgun that's available. And so at this range, I'm going to aim between these two targets. And this is pellet set at 200 meters. And earlier I was able to hit both targets. There you go. So it's 7 pellets being shot out, and it's taking out both targets when I'm aimed between them. So the spread is really nice. And it's enough to get good multiple targets at a decent distance. So let me switch my angle, go for these two here. And again, got both targets. Unfortunately, the bullet trace does not like handling shotguns. it doesn't understand the 5 bullets or 7 shells going out at once here. Let's go ahead and switch to the slug. And I found the slug to be very accurate. Oops, I'm reloading and I don't have to. I got 6 rounds here. So definitely a nice weapon to have. You got a good 12 gauge shotgun and a decently powerful 6.5 millimeter shell or round. So it's a good mix, I think. All right. So I think we've looked at everything there as far as the Promet. That is the only weapons, again, other than launcher reskins. We do have a new pistol. Again, it's just a reskin. So nothing really different there. We do have 2 other weapons to look at. These are considered civilian weapons. The first is the Kolisi shotgun. Now, my information is that this is a reskin or a update of a Arma Cold War weapon. Let's go ahead and sort this by mod real quick. And here it is. It's a Kolisi 12 gauge. It comes in a standard and a shot off version. Let me scoot back again a little bit here. Get a good look at that. Nice model. As far as scopes right now, even though it looks like there is a rail there on top, right now, again, I don't have CBA loaded, so I don't know if the joint rails support in CBA will allow scopes to be used. No other attachments. You do get a 12 gauge 2-round pellets and a 12 gauge 2-round slug. So let's go ahead and try both of those. Similar result as far as use as the 6-round underbarrel. So same sort of spread on the pellets. Nice sound though, good action. And that's the pellets. Again, it's only 2 rounds. I wish they would have done a different ejection graphic animation, but that is decent speed reload. I mean, it's he's not doing each individual shell. Let me go ahead and aim between these 2. Whoop, I missed. Let me reload one more time and see if I can get both of them in one shot. I was doing it earlier. There we go. See if we can get these 2. There we go. So that's the 7-round pellets. We'll go ahead and switch to slugs real quick. Let's go ahead and take on some real targets here. Well, that was a nice death shot there. Oh yeah, that's definitely taking them out really good. I just wish it was more than 2 rounds. It would be nice to have a pump shotgun with 7 rounds in it. Oh, jeez. Alright, let's look at those stats real quick. Oh, I triggered them again. Oops. Missed there on that shot. Let's try another shot. Again, you guys are welcome to ask any questions. If there's anything you'd like to see. Okay, no, I'm not doing real good. Let's load pellets and finish this guy off. There we go. Let's look at the stats of those real quick. We didn't look at the stats. So it says 600 rounds per minute. There's no way that you're going to get 600 rounds per minute. My stats show that that it's probably 14 rounds per minute with the reload time. The accuracy is about right. The range is about right. The impact, I'm thinking, is probably higher than that. I'll have to do some exploration of the config file and see what their hit values truly are. Let's go ahead and try the sawed-off shotgun now. Again, it's very similar to the standard. The spread is a little bit further when you're using the pellets with the sawed-off. So sometimes it's a little harder to hit your targets because of the spread. So I'm starting with pellets here. A little bit different sound, but it's a nice sound. Let's go ahead and reload those pellets and hit some targets over here. Again, we'll try that double target here. Well, that was a little high, maybe. Yeah, there's actually... There we go. Yeah, I think the spread is starting out. It's not spreading until it gets further out. Yeah, that was real high. Without having a aiming reticle, it's a little hard. Yeah, definitely not as big of a spread, to be honest. Let me shoot the wall here. Yeah, it's shooting very high. It is aiming at 100 meters, but it still seems to be aiming really high. Yeah, you saw how low I was on that one. Let me shoot the wall so we can get some marks. See, that's showing... Oh, that was a slug. I was going to say, that was showing odd for that spread. Let me load a couple more pellets here. Maybe I was loading the wrong things this whole time. Alright, let's reload pellets and make sure. Alright, so that's the spread there on the pellets. That's about the same. I think it's just aiming a little bit low. Alright, and I think we have one more weapon. This is the MK14. The other names, again, they may be off because I am using ACE. I really wanted to show you the information that ACE gives you here. So this is the MK14. It's a 706 rounds per minute with a .44. So it's a very accurate. It's got good range and decent impact. It's a standard 7.62, but it only has a 10 round right now. That's by default. Because I'm using ACE, I do get the 20 rounds. But without it, you would just get the standard 10 rounds. So let's just use a 10 round here. Put some 10 rounds in here. From a scope perspective, it's letting me use any of the scopes. I'm going to go ahead and just use a... This is what's intended to be used with it, I think. It's the DMS old. They do have a different one here. Again, the DMS KIR old. I don't see any difference between the two. The reticle, I think, is the same. So, standard 7.62. Really good accuracy, really good rate of fire. Just 10 rounds instead of a 20. So this is supposed to be the civilian gun used by civilians. Same as the shotgun. The shotgun is only going to be used by civilians in the default mission. Other than that, okay, so I have a question here. Do you think that we have to buy the DLC to use it, or do we get the pop-up windows? From what I have read and understood, some of the items will be available with the pop-up windows. Some of the more extreme items or non-standard military items will be only available in the DLC. So if there's alien-specific stuff coming, that will not be available. That you would have to purchase the DLC. They haven't said exactly what items are going to be available. They just say, at this point, say hundreds of items. I'm guessing a lot of the structures will be available to mission makers. I'm assuming that the weapon will be available. Now, I read maybe a little bit of contradicting information about that 12-gauge civilian shotgun, the Kozlisi. So I'm not 100% sure. That one may not be available unless you have the DLC. So it's hard. There's a lot of very vague information right now, and I'm doing my best to filter through it, but it's hard to tell for sure. All right, let's go ahead and try this with some live targets real quick. Let me get a full 10-round mag. And I'm going to come and... Whoa, he ducked on me. There we go. I have full sway on right now, so this is with standard Arma sway and recoil. So that is all the weapons. If there are no other questions, thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. As new content for the DLC becomes available, I'll be happy to make videos for you guys if you're interested in at least give you an idea of what's there. We'll do a quick look at these one more time as we're saying goodbye. We'll sort by mod here. We've got the AKs, 12s, the AKU, the Kozlisi 12 gauge, and the solid off. The MK14 Classic. There is I did not mention this, it's the MK200. It's basically the standard MK200 reskin black. So I didn't mention that before. Otherwise, all the exact same stats. We have the Promet versions. Again, the standard, the grenade launcher, the Marksman, and the SG version. Then last we have the RPK and the different variances of that. So that's all the weapons that are available right now. We do have, again, a reskinned 45 ACP, and we do have a reskinned Titan launcher in the Woodland Geometric, which is going to be the camo pattern for the new faction. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Again, please remember to like and subscribe. If you want more information about Next Squad, visit our website at www.nextsquad.net. On our website, we do have currently 4 servers up and running with different content for everybody with different options, including Cold War, the new DLC content, and we will try to have a Contact DLC map available when the Contact DLC gets released. Thanks for watching.